God damn it, get out of here. Oh, the camera changes. I can go in here. I wonder if these are new places I can go where I wasn't able to go before and steal lots of oh. Oh, it's new. Like an Ealing Orb. Love is the inspiration for my art, and isolation hones it to a fine edge. We need isolation. We desire it. We are Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Hunger is what we force. The memories so far, all three of them that I've seen, have not been interesting in the slightest.
Yeah. They seem...
They're really boring and poorly written, as a matter of fact. There's a treasure chest over there. Just chilling.
Splatoon is gonna flop. Like, that game is not $60 of fun. You can't convince that of me.
That of me, huh? What? This is how I pick apples. I knock them down, and then a seed pops out.
While a dog just stares and wonders what the... Oh my god.
This must be the dog the kid in front of the house was looking for.
Nice Jansen impression.
Thank you. I didn't realize that the dog... Alright, I thought that was a cat that she was looking for.
But yeah, this is like the first big retail endeavor from a American studio inside Nintendo. Okay.
Second party? Or just like a...
First party.
So, Nintendo internal studio.
Like Redmond.
Okay.
Nintendo of America made the game. As far as I know.
Ah, I've been here because look.
Whereas, like, I guess the other retail stuff has been the Lemmings clones. Like, they took Mario vs. Donkey Kong and they turned it into a Lemmings series.
First of all, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, like the original
Game
Donkey
Boy
Kong?
one?
No, I mean...
No, I'm talking about the game... So there's the one on the Game Boy, where you are Mario and it's like this action puzzler.
Alright.
Because you play like Donkey Kong and then all of a sudden the game happens. And you gain all these moves and you have like a world map and stuff. That game is awesome.
Okay.
Then there was a sequel on the GBA. That game was also awesome. Then I can't remember whether there was another one before they turned into Lemmings clones, but they are now just Lemmings clones. And it's
The original Lemmings games were really good. I like those.
I can't get interested in that.
I was very young when I played them, but I liked them a lot.
I think that's just because computer games were terrible back then. And
That's true. The best game I played back then was Doom.
Right, like...
Thanks, child, for your generous donation.
like, it's like Lemmings versus Carmen Sandiego versus Real Casinos for Windows or whatever.
Oh. It was like, you could play craps.
That's what... I played the shit out of this game. Actually, everyone in my family, in the house, played the shit out of this casino game for Windows.
Really?
It was... You could...
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was just some random fucking shovelware, but I played it so much. It was like, I feel like there was absolutely video poker, because that was what got played the most. And then, I don't actually know what the other games were because I just remember playing video poker so fucking much.
Oh, we're supposed to go to the palace at once. Like, all at once, or just at once?
Dear Nintendo, let me hook up a mouse and keyboard.
That sounds like the thinking of a scrub. I'm not a regular customer. I have 120,000 money. What the fuck? Alright, I clearly need to be the queen. Because the queen's not normal. I never played Quake on the Dreamcast. I played... Actually, I didn't play any FPSs on the Dreamcast.
I actually have no idea how I would find this game to show it to you, but it's just some random casino shovelware game, but I played a ton of it, and it's like, that's the entertainment you have in the PC gaming world. Or like epic pinball shareware demos. Or Swamp Gas.
There were these things that they sold at Staples that were like 10,000.
The CDs.
CDs. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm talking about before CD-ROMs, but I do have one of those. I have one of those CD-ROMs full of sharewares for Windows 95.
Those were the shit.
I played that, yeah. So many games. What about Dogs and Cats with a Z?
Didn't play that.
It was just a Tamagotchi with like this weird pseudo 3D, not voxels, but like spheres, and like the dogs are made out of weird textured spheres.
I played a weird VRML game. It was like,
dude, VRML.
Really early Second Life.
Only 90s kids remember VRML.
I had a house. I was like 8 or something, and I had my own house.
VRML is the fucking best thing. It's like, when they talked about PlayStation Home, I'm like, oh my god, VRML is back. And then it wasn't, because it wasn't awesome like VRML was. You actually... you had to walk to the chat room in the little city that they made for you.
The VRML was just like a language that you used to describe 3D shit. And then, like, you had these really, like, terrible looking 3D models that were just...
Right, it was done with Shockwave.
Yeah.
Shockwave, yeah. It was Shockwave.
Okay.
It wasn't Flash, it was Macromedia Shockwave.
I didn't realize it was any Macromedia or whatever.
Yeah, it was Shockwave that ate VRML, and then...
it was just an executable, and then...
Really? Mine was all browser stuff.
Oh no, mine was an EXE.
I'm talking about like browser stuff and running in Shockwave.
No.
You had to walk through the city to go to the arcade to play like these awful Shockwave games.
Absolutely, you had to do that. What the fuck?
Standard file format for representing three-dimensional interactive vector graphics, designed particularly with the World Wide Web in mind. It has been superseded by X3D.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true. I think everyone abandoned it.
I think that's like normal 3D shit. Like, there's no 3D XML language that...
VRML was used on personal homepage and sites such as Cybertown. I feel like I had to have gone to these places.
I might have gone to Cybertown.
Right. Which offered 3D chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I definitely did that.
Because you went into the city and you had to walk to the chat room and you had to walk to the arcade to play the game.
And everything was like really far away and empty. Like,
yes, it was
like
empty.
These tiny walkways with people on them, but like...
Because you didn't actually have any people that you communicated with while you were inside the thing. It was all like single players still talking to servers.
Because you were on 56K at the time.
Right, you're not going to have everyone... Oh, man.
Good times?
I fucking love VRML.
I don't like, no. It was like Second Life, but not usable. It was a good concept, I guess. Oh dear, I've made a memory happen.
I hope it's about VRML.
It's about birds.
Damn it.
Deep within his heart.
No one in the chat has any idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
Because it was also an extremely brief window. So if you talk to anyone older than you, they
wouldn't
also
have
have
seen
no
it.
idea what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like, CompuServe? What is that? What? CompuServe?
Well, CompuServe was a ISP, like a
Right,
AOL
but
competitor.
you'll describe it to them and they'll be like, I used CompuServe.
God, I don't even remember what we had. We had a ISP that was...
Juno,
No, we didn't have Juno.
Prodigy,
We had...
Jupiter.
We did have Prodigy early on. We did not have Jupiter. We had something, though. It was a local ISP. Never mind, it wasn't a big name thing. My dad had AOL. I think he still has AOL.
My parents still have AOL.
I don't think he
'Cause
turns it on very much anymore. I think he just has the email.
I think that's how everyone is. They just like
But he definitely kept his AOL like app on his computer for a long ass time.
mm-hmm. Because you have, the thing is, in order to you can't get off AOL without doing extreme nerd shit to get your emails off.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would also have to go to every website you've signed up for and every person you've ever talked to and tell them, talk to me at this email address. And that kind of hassle is just like, that can be worth $10 a month to someone to not have to deal with doing that.
I feel like some dads agree with you.
Especially if there's multiple people on the account. And then it's even less desire to terminate the subscription because, like...
Alright, I've been here before.
Alright, these guys.
Is there a ping-pong? No. I've been here before and looted them.
God, what other awesome things were in the dial-up days?
I played Command and Conquer multiplayer back when I had 56k.
I played the fuck out of Scorched Earth.
I did not.
Everyone was always waiting with bated breath for the
It was
day.
just LAN, like the only
Right, everyone was
multiplayer-
waiting for NetPlay because NetPlay was like, this is coming in like the README for the version of Scorched Earth, and it never happened.
I just played LAN games.
I just want Scorched Earth with NetPlay. I want someone to just find. There was an interview with the guy who made Scorched Earth like a couple years ago. And he's just like, yeah, whatever. I made Scorched Earth.
It's just a video game, but at
Right.
that time there weren't very many concepts out there. It was very
Right, like it's souped up gorillas or whatever, but it was so fucking good.
It was too hard. It wasn't casual enough for me. I guess I was a casual gamer even back then.
No, we pretty much played casually because we turned off a bunch of the stuff. We would like turn off movement and parachutes and fall damage and all that stuff, and then turn on like infinite money. So we would just be shooting like the Merv funky bombs at each other all the time. It just everyone owns each other in the end, and it's great fun. Oh, what else?
There's really like nothing else in the 90s that was specific to that except like the Super Nintendo.
Usenet.
I didn't use that.
I used netted.
I didn't use that until like Wares happened in the
Actually, they're back when the PS3 came out. Actually, and they homebrewed.
Like the high speed wares, because wares has always been there.
Where's the? Okay, so in 1999 or 2000, when the Matrix came out on DVD, I decided I was going to rip the Matrix. And that was the first thing I ever did with video, like encoding shit. I spent like a weekend learning everything about video encoding that existed at the time, including like what is DivX, and what is Flask MPEG, and how do I rip DVDs. And it was not easy back then.
But basically, I assume that like Usenet was essentially like newsgroup number 1 was probably like edu.mit was the first newsgroup or something. The second newsgroup was alt.binaries. Like that's how it works.
I found the frame rate.
Oh, because they have to render 700 people. Oh my god. I'm gonna look up Usenet now to see if the second news group was alt.pioneer. It had to be. Like, first it's like, hey, we put this thing up, and then the second thing is like, check out my floppy games.
Thank you all for bringing our queen home to us unharmed.
Oh, this guy's got something up his.
I played, there were those edutainment games made by Apogee.
Mm-hmm.
And I played those.
Odell Down Under in that.
No,
business.
no. Secret Agent, Word Rescue, and the Math Rescue.
Oh, I don't know.
They're platformers for DOS.
I know, because I think all of my stuff was Windows, because except for Museum Madness. And you had to do the thing with the floppy drive to boot into the floppy drive in order to play Museum Madness because it used all the RAMs.
Yep. I played, well, that happened with only the Windows, or that happened only with the PC version. The Mac version was cool. Windows, I played Aces Over Europe, and that had the same thing. That was my first flight simulator. And that was super realistic, and it required all the RAMs.
Yeah. And
it was really good. But you would fly missions, you would go and dogfight and stuff, and it was like you get promoted. You could play either as the Luftwaffe or as Allied. Oh, so Heihachi's like, hey, come stay with me, and then he shoots you, I guess? I don't know.
Seems
what was
right.
happening. As a result of, like, trying to rip the Matrix, I know the Matrix extremely well, and I know all the places that are difficult to encode. So I was trying
You would have helped out on the guys who made the fucking trash-ass DVDs and Blu-rays. Where they turned the whole, like...
I used different encoding matrices on, like, various frame ranges of the movie.
Oh my
because,
God.
like, the lobby scene required way more bitrate, and this was before 2-pass encoding existed.
I'm looking up Usenet on my phone, and I had to look it up on my computer because it's amazing.
Yeah, see, he's...
Holy... color fucking...
His self-shadows came and destroyed his face. I'm destroying my own palace. Oh no! No, you planned this, and I anticipated your plan.
Never be fit to lead. How pathetic you are.
I'll kill you all!
And now this is the Idiot Tank Mark II.
Okay. Go ahead. Show me how to beat this guy.
Okay. I'm just gonna show you this. So there's an ASCII diagram made in 1981 of all the existing Usenet groups at the time. That's like a map. Let's see. Canis. This is not mentioned in the boss fight. What are we fighting?
tanks and shit.
Yeah, what are we fighting?
Yeah.
Support heavy. Yeah, here we go. Kakana's heavy tank.
You're not even drinking. You're having Mountain Dew.
I had Froyo,
Wow.
and it's made me irpy.
Okay. I ate for you too.
First
For
of all,
lunch.
make sure that Tolton, Seth, and Kaim are in your party and all have Machine
No.
Killer level 2 or 3 rings on them. The Katana's tank will ram single characters for a few hundred damage, while the cannon will hit everyone for a few hundred damage. Support tanks have weaker attacks of their own as well, but will occasionally sap your MP to charge the Katana's tank with Katana's cannon. Powered up tank kit, full charge cannon will wreck your whole damn team. Immediately target support tank B.
Alright.
And just whatever sort of machine killer you have, use that. I have no idea whether or not this thing is like.
I don't anticipate this being particularly hard.
Oh, also the damage from the cannons is fire, so.
Oh, well. Never mind. Mechanical level 1 somewhere. That'll do.
So in that case, you can target support tank B, or support tank A, sorry, because you're immune
Well, I'll do
to.
that next turn, I guess.
You're immune to what happens when B charges up.
I guess they're not very impressed with physical attacks. Yeah. That's not cool. It does no damage, but reduces your GC.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Not doing further, but I had them many minutes apart. I was just
I had the furry for lunch.
I had the further for dessert.
I had mine for lunch dessert.
I just it made me irky for some reason.
Fair enough.
So let's use that back.
I guess I'll just murder it. I don't know. It's like. I guess I'll do all something. I'll do all Generata. That. Wow.
This is the Usenet map.
Based
Yeah,
on, like, time?
this is 1981. This is the logical network topology of Usenet.
That's awesome.
Because like here
This is
are
Wikipedia.
here are buses and
Jumps.
this will tell you which of the
Which
two
ones are
which
Berkeley and which ones are ARPA. Alright. That's really cool. Why is this on Wikipedia?
because
Is that
it's
an
about-
image?
it's a,
Or is
no,
that
it's ASCII art.
Good.
I honestly would have assumed that is what. Little parentheses, Silicon Valley. Here's a Unix, an Intel.
Here's my balls.
I would have just assumed it like a. So it was actually. Oh my god. So Usenet started as Duke University. They wanted a replacement for their announcement program. And then they used shell scripts to connect to University of North Carolina. And then they connected it to ARPANET through Berkeley. They began feeding mailing lists from the ARPANET into Usenet. Okay. 1992. Usenet is like a herd of performing elephants with diarrhea. Massive, difficult to redirect, awe-inspiring, entertaining, and a source of mind-boggling amounts of excrement when you least expect it.
I can make this nation stronger than pacifists and cowards like you! I am not finished yet! I will destroy you!
Alright. Oh no, you drained Kime. Oops.
Sacred power of healing. Heal us all.
And now I am invulnerable. We went to the Chipotle pizza place, and then afterward I went to the Froyo next door, and everyone followed me.
Yay.
It's a decent Froyo place, but their toppings suck.
How's the Chipotle pizza?
It's good. It's very good. I was expecting it to suck.
Huh.
I don't know why, but it's.
Well, have you had a Chipotle pizza before?
No.
So that's probably why. Because you think you like go into it and you're skeptical of the concept.
I was just like, they didn't. I thought they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't think or try very hard. And then
All
it
the
was good.
Chipotle pizzas I've had have been surprisingly decent. Some better than others, but I just had a calzone. What? But you know those calzones.
They are.
You could just
Useful.
fucking tuck into one.
Useless, Your Highness! Still got it in you! Fire! Fire until they are destroyed!
All right.
Then I went to the knockoff hipster Greek Chipotle for dinner to try
Alright.
them out.
Any good?
It's like they're not good, they're not bad. I felt like they kind of skimped on the meat, which is surprising given how much hipster Greek Chipotle skimps on the meat. No, it was okay, and I think it's a little bit cheaper than them too.
Can you get a salad?
You can get a salad. You
Huh.
cannot get the fucking crazy